4.2, proportions. Related to ratios, but not the same thing. Related. So what is a proportion? An equation that states that two ratios are equal. Two ratios are equal. Like 3/6 is equal to 1/2. 3/6 is equal to 1/2. They are equal. They are proportional, right? It can be written 7 different ways. All right, you can either put AB is equal to CD, or you can do it sideways. AB is equal to CD. That's how you're going to see it, right? You're either going to see it like this or like this. And it's going to tell you that this ratio, because remember, a ratio can be written as a fraction, is equal to this ratio. This fraction is equal to this fraction. They are proportional. They are equal. All right? To solve for a missing variable in a proportion, you can use what's called the cross product property. Some people call it the butterfly method, or multiplying diagonally. I'll show you what I mean, right? Cross product property says that if they are proportional, if two ratios or two fractions are proportional, then you can multiply across. A times D has to be equal to B times C. That's why it's called the butterfly method, by the way. But it only works when the fraction or ratio is equal to the other fraction in ratio. It only works if they're equal. They're in proportion. Right? So let's see what this would look like. There are other ways to do this, and we'll get into them, but this is the simplest until your brain understands the concept of proportion. All right? Solve each proportion using the cross product property. Please show your work. It's like 2 steps. Okay? Because this ratio is equal to this ratio, I can multiply across. It doesn't matter where I start as long as I go diagonally. I like my variables on the left. So I'm going to start by multiplying this. 2x is equal to 7 times 4. Again, it doesn't matter which side you start from as long as you go diagonally. This is why it's called the cross product. Right? 2x equals 28. Divide by 2. X equals 14. That's literally it. Of course, it's going to get more complicated, but like literally that's the process. Cross multiply, solve for the missing variable. Period. All right. Now, I'm going to do this one in the order it comes instead of, like over here, I chose to do the x first so that I would end up with x on the left. I like my x's on the left, I'm sorry. But let's say we start here. 19 times 12. 19 times 12. Right? I did this. And now we're going to do 10 times x. Right? And so let's see what that ends up being. What is 19 times 12? What is 19 times 10? 190. What is 9 times 2? 18. So 208. Am I right? What number are we on? 12. I think this is 208. Maybe it says 228. Use the calculator. Is it 208? No, I need to get a calculator. $19 times 12 is 228. There we go. Okay. 2 28 is equal to 10 times x, which is 10x. When a coefficient and a variable are smashed together like that, it implies multiplication. It's always multiplication. All right, get rid of the 10 by dividing by 10. So x, and I'm going to flip it around. Right, remember? Symmetric property says that I can flip them around if they're equal, because I like my variables on the left. To divide by 10, I just move the variable 1 point to the left. The decimal was here, I moved it 1 to the left, and that's dividing by 10. So x is equal to 22.8. Good? 2 more. Let's get them a little bit more complicated so we can make sure we're following the process. All right, you'll notice that these ones are not single digits. I'll show you how to do it. Okay. So, same thing, same rules, same process. It doesn't matter where you start as long as you go cross product. They have to have this fraction or ratio equal to this fraction or ratio, or it doesn't work. All right, when you see that it has more than one term, the very first thing I want you to do is put the invisible parentheses. Because it has more than one term, this is a group. That means it has invisible parentheses. Because it has more than one term, it's a group, which means it has invisible parentheses. I want you to make those parentheses visible. I'll be looking for them. All right, now, same process as before. Doesn't matter where you start, go cross product. I like my x's on the left, don't judge me. So 2x minus 9, don't forget the parentheses, because you don't know if you still need them, because it's still a group, right? Times 20, right? So I did here, cross property, and then we're going to do 10 times 9, 10 times 9. Now you know why we brought the parentheses. If you would have left off the parentheses, you would have done PEMDAS out of order, because this is a group. Parentheses come before multiplication. All right, so how are we going to do that? How would you do that? You have a group times 20. Distributive property says if there's something outside the parentheses, I can multiply it by what's inside the parentheses. I can distribute it. Remember distributive property? All right, so 2x times 20 is 40x. 2x times 20 is 40x. And negative 9 times 20 is negative 180. Yes, you can get a calculator. And then equals, don't forget your equal sign. If it's not an equation, it's not a proportion. If you forget your equal sign, you've ruined the whole thing. 10 times 9 is 90. I can't combine those because they're not like terms. So I need to cancel the constant, inverse property, right? If it's a negative 180, I can cancel it by adding 180. So whatever I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So now I have 40x is equal to, what's that? 260? 270? What is it? 180 and 90? 270? Okay. Divide to get rid of the 40. All right, this is where I need to pick it back up. Dividing both sides by 40, time to get the calculator. 27 does not go into 4 evenly. So 270 divided by 40 is 6.75. So that means x is 6.75. That looks better. But the process is the same. We isolated and we solved. We cross product, cross multiply, product means multiply. Cross multiply, butterfly method. Okay? Let's do another. Let's start with this one again, because I like my variables. 3x plus 4. Don't lose the parentheses until you're done with them. Times 18 equals 12 times 15. I'm glad we're using a calculator. All right, so what is 3x times 18? What is 3 times 18? 54. So we have 54x, and then we have 4 times 18, which is 72, positive 72. Don't forget your positive sign. It's a positive 72. And then we have 12 times 15, 180. All right, there's nothing we can combine because they're not like terms. We can subtract 72 from both sides because this is a positive 72. So to cancel it, we can use inverse property. We can subtract 72 from both sides, which gives us 54x. 180 minus 72, 71. That don't sound right. Sometimes you just got to ask yourself, does that even make sense? 180 minus 72. 108. That makes much more sense. 108. I said 71 and then I added 72 and 71 and that did not give me 180. I knew something was wrong. Divide both sides. Excuse me. Divide both sides by 54. 54 is half of 108. So it's going to be 2. All right, again, watch it as many times as you need to. Come back and look at it again. Get your practice sheet, and then your mastery check. Do it in order, please.